a beautiful time of the year. I know in some places it's already fairly cold, but here by the Croatian coast, summer is fading slowly and leaves are just beginning to turn colour. And I use every sunny day to be outside, spend time outside my house, enjoying the view and sitting in the sunshine. Hello, good morning on this hazy and otherwise quiet morning here in the mountain. When I say quiet, you will still hear the birds in the background, and you might hear my neighbors down in the village hammering. There's neighbors who are doing a bit of work. I talked to them earlier. But otherwise it's very quiet here. How has your last month been? I'm trying to summarize mine, and I think what I come up with, what's the most obvious, is that I've settled in a little bit here in my new house. Now, after all the adventure and the traveling and the good and the bad, it's calmed down a little bit in September, and I really needed this, like a reprieve. I've started living the life that I hope to live here from now on, which is do day trips, see friends, do normal things, and be at home. Just be at home and work a lot. Because obviously I also need to work. I've now have a house. There's so many repairs still to be done, and my work is part of my passions. So and also the rest of the passions, finally having time for those again, is it's really nice. And in the following, I'm going to show you what I've been up to and what it has been like here in late summer and moving into autumn here on my mountain. Candy. It's a treat going into Rijeka and meeting friends there. I also managed to get away and drive down to Istria for a day, where my friend Helena has an apartment. So I went to see her and her love. We went for dinner. And later on, Helena and I took a walk by the sea in the gathering darkness. All of it was straight out of a fairy tale in the moonlight. However, warm weather in Croatia also always means thunderstorms, and they can be quite dramatic. To the point where at times I even switch off the electricity just to be safe. Hello. Hi. I just wanted to say hello as I'm driving through this beautiful Croatian landscape, which is unfortunately a bit grey and cloudy and misty today, and it was actually supposed to be sunny. But at least there is a little drizzle, but it's mostly dry so far, and it might still brighten up. It's before noon, and I won't get where I'm going before the early afternoon. So I'm on my way to one of my favorite places in all of Croatia, and one of the most beautiful sites that this country has, and it has a lot of beautiful sites, the Plitvice Lakes. It's a national park and an altogether astonishing place. And it is, you must imagine this as a series of lakes connected by little brooks and waterfalls everywhere. There are more waterfalls than you can shake a stick at. And it's entirely too beautiful to describe, so I'll show you a couple of pictures. Last year I was there in spring. This year I'm going in autumn, which means that hopefully the majority of the tourists will have gone. The day stayed misty and grey, but that turned out to be perfect. It had this almost unreal, autumny, mystical atmosphere, and it was absolutely breathtaking. I made my way down and along the lakes on these wooden pathways that have been put there to contain the tourism on these particular paths and to preserve the pristine nature of this landscape. And then I got to the great waterfall, which might look a little skinny to you, but it's actually the tallest in all of Croatia at almost 80 meters. But as I said, there are waterfalls absolutely everywhere in this place. I took a boat across the largest of the lakes. And while I loved the autumn atmosphere, I have to admit that this particular bit would have probably been more beautiful if I had been able to see this lake in its entire majestic size. I had got quite cold on the lake, and so I had the obligatory stale sandwich and tea break before setting out on the way back. I just had a little lunch break. And here follow a whole lot of stairs, which is why I'm going to take it very slowly and talk to you in the meantime. It's actually been raining a little bit. But it's more like a drizzle. And the thing about spending most of one's adult life in Ireland is that if there's one thing that doesn't put me off, it's rain. You can probably see in the background how beautiful it is here. It's all green, all lovely. And I'm on my way back, so to speak. So I've decided to come back to the exact same place next year in spring or whenever it gets warm. And then I'll show you that big lake in the sunshine. You'll see the difference it makes. And here I am at the top. Piece of cake. I'm getting fitter again. This is a really, really good feeling. And it's been very long in the making. So I guess it really is autumn now. Even in Rijeka last week at our monthly gathering of a group of expats, we were wearing jackets, although we were still able to sit outside. We had a lovely evening. They're amazing humans. And with these impressions, I'll leave you for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you did. And if you'd like some further info, I'll leave the link to my website in the description. Have a beautiful month of October, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.